Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It has been a while since I've come to you. This is Choices Now TV. And the first part of the month, I did a few videos with regards to lupus awareness because this is the last day of Lupus Awareness Month, also the last day of Mental Health Awareness Month. And I want to come to you live today because I wanted to just talk a little bit. I didn't announce that I was going to be live, but I did want to come on. Now, the music that's playing in the background, I do not own the rights to this music, but it is free to use. This is Neo Soul instrumental play. They have granted permission that can use this particular song track. So I'm going to get right into this. I'm not going to be very long, but I don't want to rush through it. So let's start off with I'm going to start off with mental health and why it's so important that we discuss this and not overlook it. You know, over the years, not just year, over the years, we've had many people that we've known that passed away. We heard about someone that possibly took their life. And this is an area that far too often many people don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to discuss it. But, and excuse me if this is shaking. The tripod is shaking a little bit. I should have set it up a little differently. So let me just say that in 2018, one of my children were in school and one of their teachers committed suicide. Oh my goodness. How devastating of the news that was. Now, if you know of anyone that's struggling, or if you're watching this and you may be struggling with thoughts of suicide, you definitely want to call. I mean, it's just 3 numbers, 988. That's the suicide prevention hotline. It's a national line, 988. Or you can also dial 211. I mean, definitely you can call 911 if you need some immediate attention. So I just wanted to let's talk a little bit about this. So listen, in 2018, there was a local coach where I'm located that committed suicide because he was under investigation for something that, hello to Delia King. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I just came on. I didn't announce anything, so I appreciate you chiming in, and feel free to comment. So he was 34 years old. He was assistant coach, and he died of apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, suicide is something that, you know, you never know what's going on in the mind of individuals. You can see them every day. They're talking, they're laughing, and you just never know what's going on in that person's mind. So as we're closing out Mental Health Awareness Month, we still want to be vigilant with paying attention to those signs, just kind of trying to figure out what's going on and how we may be able to help. Oh, I thank you. Thank you. So there's another, many of us know Twitch. You know, Twitch was he was a dancer. He was, they call him Twitch Boss. And he likewise committed suicide by gunshot, but he smiled all the time. He smiled. I mean, he was there. He was dancing. He was making everyone smile, but he himself, he took his life. Come on. This is something that is so prevalent in our land that we fail to pay attention. Those that are close to us, we need to pull them closer. We need to be aware, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs of what's going on. He left home and he went to a hotel, and that was the end. He didn't say anything. He didn't present that there was a problem. But in the minds of individuals, come on, in the minds of individuals. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining. Listen, we have to be aware. Remember, if you're facing any type of challenges, you can certainly dial 911 911, or the suicide prevention hotline is 811. I'm sorry, 988. They have shortened that down. And of course, you can dial 211. But I recommend dialing 988. That gives you immediate attention. And the last person I want to talk about on this, and then I'm going to move into lupus, because this is Lupus Awareness Month as well, is Dr. Antoinette Candia Bailey. You may have heard of her, how she committed suicide as a result of being bullied on the work, where she worked. Now, the university president was clear of bullying, but this is something that happened. It was real. And apparently she talked about it. She reached out for help. She wanted to take some time off just to regroup. And she was fought with opposition. It's like she couldn't get the help that she needed. So when you need that help, sometimes you just have to walk away. You have to walk away. But she was a professor. And she as well took her life. So if you know of anyone that may be struggling, encourage them to get the necessary help that they need. Talk to someone. I've stayed on the phone hours with different individuals throughout the years, and just listening and, directing where I needed to direct them with regards to reaching out for help, because it's necessary. It is necessary. So as we close out on Mental Health Awareness Month, it's never closed. There's someone always struggling. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are touching them, letting them know that you're there for them, that you're supporting them. Also, let me just say that as we are done with the mental health awareness part, let's go right into Lupus Awareness Month. This is the last day of Lupus Awareness Month as well. So let's get right into that. I thank all of those that joined in and they left, but it's okay. You stopped by, and I appreciate you stopping by. So lupus, let's get into lupus. I was diagnosed in 2018 with lupus, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought I had rheumatoid arthritis. I went to the doctor and she said, "How did you get here?" I said, "Listen, I'm having these pains everywhere. I don't understand what's going on. I think I have rheumatoid arthritis." So they did all the tests, the necessary tests. They found out, yes, definitely I had lupus, SLE lupus. So with that being said, they did a kidney biopsy because my kidney functions were very low, and they had found out that I as well, not only with SLE, but I have lupus nephritis. So there are a couple of, there's some signs that you have with lupus, some early signs that you may want to look at. And if you think you have lupus, or you know someone that has lupus, tell them if they're complaining of pain, joint inflammation, headache, brain fog, depression, anxiety, all those things are associated with lupus as well. Now, that's not the only thing, but, excuse me, those things are there. And, but you have an unexplained fever with lupus, low grade, you can carry that low grade fever for a while. There's hair loss. You have skin rash or lesions. Seal, the actor, he's a singer, songwriter, Seal. He's old school, so you may not know of him, but Seal has discoid lupus. And he's older, but he has discoid lupus. And he has this mark on his face. It's like a birthmark, but that was caused by discoid lupus. And discoid, that's associated with the skin. Okay, that's associated with the skin. So kidney inflammation. People with lupus can develop a kidney inflammation called nephritis, and that's what I have. I have lupus nephritis as well as SLE lupus. Did you know that Selena Gomez had SLE? She had lupus. She has lupus, Selena Gomez. 2015, she announced that she had lupus. Also, Nick Cannon. I didn't know Nick Cannon and his story. He was exhausted. He ended up in the hospital in kidney failure. And he was in kidney failure because he had lupus and he wasn't aware of it. he had all the pains and everything, but when you have money, you just kind of doctor yourself up and you keep going. But when his kidneys failed, he ended up in the hospital and went through a series of things. But he got the right proper treatment. He got on a very good diet, and he was able to, you see him back out, and he's doing some great things now. So Nick Cannon, also Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton has lupus. Yes, and she was a part of the Braxton Family Values, and she announced it then in 2011 that she had lupus. And I forgot to mention that Nick Cannon mentioned in 2012 that he had lupus. Okay, so I'm a part of the Lupus Foundation of America. It's a site. It's just a foundation that seeks to inform and educate. They also raise funds for lupus research. I mean, with so much that's happening surrounding lupus, there's really not a whole lot of funding out there. There's over 5 million people with lupus in the United States alone. That's a large number. It's a large number. But a lot of times, because it's silent and a lot of people don't want to talk about what they're dealing with, it's kind of like a silent disease. It's not really silent, but the way it affects each person or each individual, it's different. It is totally different. I talked with my my supervisor. I don't want to call her a supervisor, but a person I work under. And I told her what was happening. I had a major flare at the end of last year. I mean, a major flare. And this flare caused me to be down. I had an ulcer with it as well. I had lost about 60 pounds. Kid you not. I had lost that much weight. And so when I got my strength back and I started, exercising, doing everything, got my medicine readjusted, she says to me, "Oh, I thought you were just stressed. Come on, I'm telling you I have lupus. I want you to understand what it is. Now, I don't play games. I'm too old for games. But I said, I have lupus and it affects my joints. It can cause my internal organs to shut down. And sometimes I'm great. I'm on the world. But then there are other times where I am just flat out, can't do anything. I can be up in the morning and down in the evening. I can be having a great time today and tomorrow I can't move. So I take a series of medications. They're trying different things. I've been taken off of 2 of them, but I'm on infusion called Benlysta. And that seems to be doing okay. It's not lasting the full 30 days, but it is for the first 2 weeks, I'm feeling great. But going into that 3rd week, I'm starting to feel, not my best. And when that happens, I just take the time to do nothing. I rest. I rest my mind. I rest my body. Because with the lupus, you have brain fog. You have a lot of things going on. Sometimes you can't think, you can't process things. But this is lupus. This is how lupus affects us. So, I also watch Lupus in Color. It's a lot of podcasts out there, people that are dealing with lupus, and a lot of Facebook groups, support groups that will help you get through this, because I tell you, it's so needed. It's so necessary. When I was first diagnosed with lupus, man, I tell you, when I was first diagnosed, I had no idea what it was. I thought I was going to leave here. My doctor smiled like, "You have lupus." I'm like, "What is that? What do you mean I have lupus? What does that mean?" So I'm thinking I'm dying tomorrow. I called my family together. I said, "Listen, they said I have lupus." I started doing my research. It's like, can shut your organs down. Yes, people survive, they live, they go through it. And that's a good thing. But when you don't know, the stress of not knowing is greater than anything. The stress of not knowing is so great. It is so great. So listen, when you have that diagnosis of lupus, you have lupus and you have no idea, ask those questions. Get online. If your doctor doesn't tell you, ask the questions. Go ahead and ask the questions and say, listen, I don't understand what this is. Do your research. Make sure when you go into your appointments, I have several doctors that I'm dealing with, and I come with my questions. I have my advocate with me, my husband. He steps in and he's like, when I don't have the right questions to ask, he's there and he asks those questions, and certainly we get the answers that we're looking for. It's so important to have a great support group. It's so important. When that support group is there, it helps you go through the process. Thank God for my children. My children are there. They're there when no one else can see what's happening. When no one else can see, when I can barely get out of bed, they're there. So when they see me up, moving, say, oh, she's doing better. Mom, you need to sit down somewhere. But don't stop me. Let me do while I can do. Because when I'm down, and I have to rest. You know, the body needs rest. It is vital. So not only with lupus do you need the rest, as with other diseases, you also need exercise. You have to exercise. You get out there and you exercise, even through the pain. Exercise. Get your buddy, accountability buddy that you can exercise with, as well as change your diet. I am not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor in any way, but I'm telling you what has worked for me. I've changed my diet, and it is great. I'm feeling wonderful with that. Sometimes it doesn't matter what I'm eating. The pain is so great sometimes, and it really doesn't help. So there's a lot to be said about lupus. And lupus, because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to say that there is depression, there is anxiety that you deal with. Excuse me. Remember, this is Neil Soul playing in the background. I have permission to use that. So I just wanted to stop by and let you know that lupus is real. You go through things, you deal with it, but talk about it. And I hope that you have someone that has a listening ear and can understand, because a lot of times you don't need them to say anything, you just simply need them to listen. And certainly if you are dealing with any thoughts of harming yourself in any way, immediately call 988. That is the suicide prevention hotline. That's the national line. So you definitely want to do that. Lupus.org is a website you can go to for information. You may know someone that needs that information, that is looking, that doesn't quite understand. You know, it talks about the extreme fatigue, feeling tired all the time. Talks about the pain or swelling in your joints. You know, right now I'm a little inflamed. Headaches, sensitive to sunlight. There are times that I cannot sit long, although I have progressive limbs. It's still very challenging sometimes to stay outside. Brainard's disease. When your feet and toes turn white or blue, feeling numb. When you're cold or stressed. I deal with that. So I try to tell myself, just relax. Everything's going to be okay. Relax, relax, relax. So I'm going to go ahead and just close up now. I just wanted to stop by. It's been a while since I stopped by to do a live, but because we're closing out on Lupus Awareness Month, and, Mental Health Awareness Month, as we're closing out on both of those, I thought I would come in and say, hey, we got to fight the good fight. Keep your faith strong, your mind strong. Okay, when you're going through things, positive mindset. Get in a place where you can meditate. If you meditate, you know, there are times you have chest pains, you're not knowing what's going on. Inflammation causes that. It's a lot that causes that. So check out lupus.org. There are a lot of other sites out there, Cleveland Clinic /lupus. You know, there's a lot of information out there for someone that you can give to, for someone that may not know what they need to do or what kind of help there is available out there. With the Lupus Foundation of America, they do have resources that they'll direct you to, tell you how to go through X, Y, Z. You know, you may be in another country and not know how to get the necessary help that you need. I'm not a doctor, but do your research. The internet is wide, it's broad information, but if you can get to that rheumatologist, only a rheumatologist can diagnose you. They're the ones that will do the necessary tests. So I'm going to get off of here right now. I've been on for 20 minutes. I see someone keeps popping in and out. I appreciate you. So the World Wide Web is one of those, ooh, so much happens out there, but I appreciate everyone that stopped by today. It's been a pleasure stopping in. So I don't know the next time when I'll come before you. I thought I was going to try to do it once a month. That didn't work out like I planned. You know, I got sick. I was under the weather. I tried to come back and talk about it, and just didn't happen. But it's okay. So until next time, this is Choices Now TV. It is a pleasure speaking with you, and have a great weekend. Peace. Okay, how do we close out here? All right, I'm trying to close out. Okay, I'm learning this, but I'm gonna get out of here now.